Technical difficulties. We'll be back in a moment.
And we're starting the episode now. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. How are we on episode 13 right now?
I know.
What is happening?
It's crazy. It's like that weird thing where it seems like it's gone by pretty fast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the opposite.
Exactly.
It's very strange.
Because I want to watch them, because this is definitely not binging them. This is the opposite of binging episodes. But it does feel like we've watched a lot of episodes so far.
When I was telling Liesl, when we saw the synopsis for this episode, I was just like, what? We're already this far? It's just blows my mind. And also for me, because I saw the original version first, that's the one that just stuck in my brain the most vibrantly. So I'm just like, but wait, this isn't supposed to happen yet, but it is. And it's delightful. And I told Liesl that we're going to meet so many interesting characters this episode.
I'm very excited to meet all of the.
Yes.
I can make up some new nicknames for people.
Oh boy, you're gonna have so many nicknames for this episode.
I'm so excited. Beasts of
Dublith. I'm pretty sure
very
that's
nice.
how you say it.
Yes, that seems right.
Yeah.
Again, this is episode 13. I am Liesl. I'm the youth services coordinator here at the library. And
I'm Kelsey. I'm a volunteer and friend of the library.
And she's the anime pro veteran.
Veteran,
I apologize.
Yes.
And I am the anime newbie. I know nothing. I know a little bit more now.
Yes.
Though.
Yes.
I'm learning. And a little new addition to our show, we are going to feature some of the manga available here at the library. Because we have a pretty decent selection of manga.
Yeah. When we were picking out books, because I see them every day I'm in the library, but we have several complete series, which is just, it's really nice, especially if there's a series you started a long time ago and never got around to finishing because it was releasing maybe slower than you liked at the time. We have a lot of complete series. We have all of Fullmetal Alchemist, we have all of Naruto, Inuyasha. I think we have all of Bleach. We've got most of the big name series and a few that are a little more rare or may not be as popular as those other ones. So we definitely recommend come and check them out.
Yeah. So the ones that we are highlighting today, we have, of course, the Fullmetal Alchemist, and we also have Tiger and Bunny.
Yes. It's one of my favorites.
We have Fruits Basket. That is one of my favorite. I love that name for a manga. Also, today I learned that manga plural is manga because I said mangas. Oops.
Yeah, I was like, just so you know.
Oopsie-doo.
It's okay. All of us learn it eventually.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we also have Blue Exorcist, Naruto, which we mentioned, and Yotsuba. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
And there are sunflowers on that cover, and it's really cute. And this looks like a party right here. Yes.
Well, he does have a lot of glitter and confetti in his life. That character.
That's wonderful.
Specifically.
I like it.
He's interesting.
Yeah, nice little selection here. And we're just going to pick out a few every episode to just have kind of up behind us. So that'll be a fun little addition. So jumping back into Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, last episode, which was One is all is one. The path Edward takes to understanding one is all is one is different from that in the corresponding manga chapters. I didn't know that.
No, I don't remember. It's been so long.
With the exclusion of Mason and his involvement in their training, Edward learns by first eating ants to survive rather than realizing they will eat him if he dies.
There you go. Basically, his teacher, like, they want Azumi to train them because they see how good of an alchemist she is, and that she isn't using a circle. They see her do the clap.
Yes.
And
yeah, we got to meet teacher.
Yes.
Last time.
And they were like, train us. And she said no. But then some random guy was like, but they're orphans.
Yes, exactly.
And she was like, oh, okay.
Yes.
And
just in the
way
the crowd.
She kind of decides to train them is that she dumps them on this little island in the middle of a lake. And just says, see you in a couple of days, and they have to survive.
Yep.
And so they learn about the circle of life.
In a pretty hardcore way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think I could do that.
No.
But
then she trains them. They have kind of a little maternal bond going on.
They do. Very strict, very intense parenting.
Yes.
But we have a new couple goals as well.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. Yes. So yeah, I think that's about it. And I think we're ready for episode 13.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So get our little earbuds in here. There it is. Nope, it disappeared. What's happening? Okay. Doesn't like pants. Mice don't like pants. We've learned. Okay. And I'm pressing play right now.
To think
it jumps right in.
and managed to survive. I doubt you even know how impressive that is.
No.
Regardless, I can't accept the decision you made. You're expelled.
But teacher...
Ow.
The trains are still running. Get on one.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you for everything.
No.
And we were just talking about how maternal
I know.
she was.
That's so sad. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I do get it. But that's really, really sad.
Yeah.
She's got emotions about it. I mean, and it was bad.
Yes. Yeah,
But they are
it's a little
children.
it's a little complicated because
It's very complicated.
like she did it too.
Yeah. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood's relationship status on Facebook is it's complicated. Oh, come on. They're going to show me the original couple goals every episode.
Yeah.
Ugh. There's Mustache. We haven't seen him in a while.
Mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume you meant Armstrong.
I did.
Okay, and not the Führer. Because he also has a mustache.
Oh, yeah. No, what did I call the Führer?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Mr. Sternface?
Sure. I just remember Fire Horse.
Fire Horse,
That's the
for
only one I
sure.
remember.
Okay,
Feel
let's see.
free to drop by if you're ever in town.
I'm not so sure about that.
You idiots! You're so busy pouting you can't see what your expulsion means. You aren't her students anymore, so now you're finally free to speak to Azumi as equals. Unless, of course, you're too chicken to try it.
Damn! Al, we haven't done what we came here to do in the first place. Thank you. We're heading back there right now.
Don't let her kill you.
She might.
Teacher? What the hell are you doing coming back here? And you call me teacher? I do not teach scum like you. Get out of my home.
That's a
teacher.
face.
We came to you because we're trying to find a way to get our bodies back.
And we won't leave without your help. Get out now. We're staying.
the truth, did you?
No, I don't really even know what that means.
You must have lost your memory from the shock. We need to get Al's memory back. His entire body was taken from him. Just think what he must have seen.
Oh yeah, we only exchanged parts of our bodies for what we saw. But Al paid the toll with his entire physical being. He must have seen more of the truth than either of us did.
So, if I can remember what I saw, then we'll know how to get our bodies back?
But the memory of that thing...
Thing.
What, is it something bad?
No, it's more like awful.
Horrifying.
Drive you insane.
Look at his little
Or even leave
face.
you brain dead.
That doesn't matter. If there's a chance that it can help us, then I want to do it.
All right. I have an acquaintance that might know a way to retrieve your memory for you. But let's eat dinner first. Give me a hand.
Okay.
There's that maternal.
Is that true? She's able to transmute human souls.
What was that slimy little creature?
That's rude. It's old mustache. There's so many mustaches.
There's so many mustaches. Fire horse!
Those are gigantic nesting dolls.
They are enormous. I kind of want them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, snap.
What?
I said, oh, snap.
Oh, snap. Mm.
Pat, pat.
It's okay.
Little dumbbells made out of rebar and concrete.
Right.
It's fine.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Oopsie doo. No touchy.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Really?
Ooh.
You're gonna go that route?
Gross.
Oh, no. What happened to Rise Again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Batman.
See, and I was thinking, like, it's too late to apologize.
Sung by Batman.
Sung by Batman, yes. Rude.
Oh, so he's not a bad guy? I thought he was a bad guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. What's going on with his nose?
Don't worry about it. It's explained later.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Just watch. I love this part. Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah. That's weird and creepy.
Yeah, this is real weird. This isn't good.
Did you see it? Oh.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's why his nose looks like that.
Uh-oh.
Here's all this information.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Gross.
Jeez.
Just a second.
One moment, please.
I love greed. Gross. Everybody's expression.
Face. That's terrifying. Looks very manic in that,
Mm-hmm.
that scene. Now you're in for it.
This is very intense.
It is so intense.
I love Green.
No. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh.
That was cool.
That was cool. No, don't trip. That's it. He's feeling very attacked. Oh, that's a costume.
There's another convenient person. It's like, here's some information.
Right, yeah.
Your
Random
orphans are in
person on
trouble.
the street. Your orphans are in trouble.
He's tearing up his automail again.
I know. Heyo.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
Oh, look at it is new. It's right.
Science.
Science. Smarty pants. It's no fun if it's not what?
I couldn't understand what he said either.
Man. Oh, you think? Yeah, buddy. Oh.
Bam.
That's right. This is epic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. That is so fantastic.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. It's so epic.
Yes.
That was we haven't seen a big fight in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like.
There's been like a lot of emotional stuff happening.
Yes.
And then
so
this
much
one was
emotion.
like a little tiny bit of emotion,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly just like, here's a bunch of characters and now fight.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that I should have known that there were going to be more chimeras,
Mhm.
but my mind is blown right now.
Mm-hmm.
Blown.
Yeah, especially because they were mostly human looking.
Right.
Except
yeah.
for the lizard guy. It was a little more
Yeah.
lizardy because he had the big tail and stuff.
Right, right.
But, yeah, they're an interesting little group of characters.
They are.
I kept getting distracted. I'll need to look it up, but the animation in this episode seemed different to me.
It did.
Every once in a while, like sometimes the studios and the directors will do that on purpose. But I don't know if that was the case here or not. They may have just
Okay.
been rushed on this episode,
Yeah.
which has been known to happen because
Right,
they've got
right.
really strict schedules
Yeah.
on release dates. So they may have rushed this one, but it was a little distracting to me because I was just like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
I did notice that though.
Mhm.
Like something in the just the strokes.
Yeah, it just
Or
looked
something.
a little different.
Yeah,
just
it
enough that you
did.
kind of noticed.
It did, yeah. And there's no after credits
Yep.
for today.
Mhm.
So we're good there.
So, yeah, like I made it very obvious, but I am a fan of Greed. He's
Yes.
just such a jerk.
But like in a really fun way.
Yeah.
Like he seems like more fun than the other ones that we've
Mhm.
met so far.
Like he seems to be a bad guy.
Yes, for sure.
But he even in this episode, he made it super clear, like, he is not involved with the other homunculi.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm doing
Which-
my own thing.
That kind of makes sense for Greed.
Yeah.
Because Greed is all about himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of love that.
And did you catch that he said he was over 200 years old?
I did, but I
Yeah.
forgot that meant things.
Yeah. So just, have that in the back of your head. Just who knows?
Who knows if that'll be important or not?
Just in the grand scheme of things, it may or may not.
Huh. Yeah.
Um,
By the way you're talking, I'm guessing it probably won't matter.
I think it's a cool detail. I'm like, oh, he's 200 years old.
It is. It's pretty crazy.
And I just like the little cast of chimera characters that he
Yes.
has collected because
Yes.
he's greedy.
Ah.
So he's collected.
Yes.
He's got to catch them all.
You've done it.
Yes, I have. Oh boy. Since there was so much fighting, we were able to kind of talk during the show. but-
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, probably more than we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was action packed.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's nice to have, like, I really like how deep into the emotions the show goes.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it is nice to have a little break from that and just have it be something very action oriented,
Mm-hmm.
tangible, that kind of thing.
Yeah. One of the things that I was excited about for this episode was in that scene where they lure Alphonse
Yes.
to the bar. It's a bar, Devil's Nest.
Right, yeah.
You don't really see it here, but it's a bar, and they're like, "Come with us," and he's like, "No, I was always told, like, don't go with strangers," because he's kind of like just using that as a crutch because he's a very capable 14-year-old, so he usually
Yes.
doesn't care about that. But that's one of those scenes that I actually prefer in the original version
Oh.
because I like the translation that they went with in the earlier show more
Okay.
than this because the wording was different.
Yeah.
But in the alternate version, and I think in the subtitles, we haven't been using subtitles, but
For a little while. now.
basically like and I can't remember his name, the dog guy is like, well, you're a big tough, like, you're not a mama's boy, you're a big tough 14-year-old, like, you don't have to do what they tell you to do, trying to like egg him into coming with them.
Right.
And then that's when he fights back and he's like, I decided not to trust strangers. And it's such a perfect delivery. So like as much as I do like the scene in Brotherhood, I prefer the older one because it's just
Yeah.
delivered spot on.
That's amazing.
In his precious little voice.
I
It's just like,
know!
I decided not to go with strangers. Like
He's-
after he bops him on the head.
Oh my gosh, he's just so cute. He's so cute. What was that meme you sent me about Alphonse?
I don't remember. Just a moment.
Yes, one moment.
Hey,
please.
busy signal. Okay, it's a screenshot of a Tumblr post. The first person says, the only unproblematic anime boy is Alphonse Elric. He's never done a bleep thing wrong in his life ever. Response 1 says, attempted alchemy's one and only taboo. Response 3, he just wanted to see his mother smile again, you heartless monster. Response 4, then what did Ed do so wrong? And going back to the previous responder, Edward was a little bleep.
Yes.
And that's the whole exchange. But now that she's more familiar with the show,
Yes.
I sent it to her.
It's fantastic. And I really love when you send me stuff from the show because I feel like I can't go and look for it
Yes.
yet because spoilers.
We've warned her, like,
Yes.
each of us are just, and I think I've said it in a few of the episodes of, like, now I can send you this meme or this set of memes.
So I'm very careful. Like, I don't ever Google it or do any kind of, like, I think I've told you guys before, like, I've been getting videos like suggested on like actually there's some stuff suggested to me on Pinterest and then also on YouTube and I'm like, no, patience. All of my electronics are like, hey, we hear you're watching this.
Oh boy, yes. But we warned her, like, don't look, because there's going to be so many spoilers, or you're not going to get the context, so it's not going to mean anything.
Right.
Like the picture of the person that put a wig on their dog.
Yes.
It's not sad out of context, it's just creepy looking.
Now I'm going back
Now it's sad.
and having the emotions. We did get a
Yes.
little flashback of that today too in this episode.
Yes.
Oh, emotions. So many emotions.
Ugh, I know. Well, and it's almost, even it like kind of compounds the sadness because even though none of these people, I don't think any of them wanted to be chimeras.
Yeah.
Like that may not be true for everyone, but for most of them,
Right.
it wasn't a choice.
Right.
But they're still alive and well, and are
Yeah.
mostly human-esque. Whereas poor little Nina was a talking dog with hair. Where it's just like, that sucks.
It's
that really
really bad.
sucks. It's so sad.
But, well, and that makes me wonder, like, if these people exist, how many little Ninas, little half Nina, half dogs are running around?
We'll learn more about that later.
Gives me a stomachache.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of already talked about it, but what do you think of the chimera? Because we had lizard guy, we had snake
Yes.
lady,
Yeah.
dog swords guy,
Dog man.
dog man. Hey, there's some kids books about dog policeman.
There are.
And the cow guy. He's crossed with
The
a
cow.
bull.
I love how he was just like, and what are you again? Cow? And he's just like, yep.
Yeah,
That's
and then
me.
a couple of background characters when he was just like introducing his crew.
Right.
It was like a crocodile.
Alligator. Yes,
and
crocodile.
something
Lizard?
else. Well, we already saw the lizard because he's got the tail.
Oh, right.
He was the. You said he
The
was
slimy
slimy.
creature.
That's rude.
Listen.
I know.
I actually,
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be another deadly sin, but I can't remember who else we have.
And now that he's named himself, just so you know, the deadly sin people are homunculi. Everyone that has that tattoo
yes.
is a homunculi.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't all have his like shielding ability thing.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out if it was a spoiler. No, they all have different abilities.
Okay.
Because remember, like, gluttony can just eat anything.
people.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's just fine. It's fine.
I don't like it.
It's gross. But no, Envy, like, he can do the shield and he
Yes.
can heal. They can all heal because, like, Lust, like, recovered from that knife in her forehead when she was chasing Maze. Like, that was a kill shot.
I've remembered them healing, but I didn't remember them like looking like
Yeah, he's the only one that has that specific ability with the shield.
fancy little outfit.
I love his tusks.
I know
They're so cool.
I know. I seriously, I was looking at him like, oh my god, I want to cosplay that so bad.
Yes, I love his design. Like,
Yes.
Yeah,
It's so
like,
good.
I think out of all the homunculi, Greed and Envy are my two favorites, but for very different reasons. They're both jerks, but in very different ways.
Totally.
And I don't know, they're just cool.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you're neat. You're a really bad person, but you're neat. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yep.
For sure.
But yes, do you have any other thoughts about the Chimera in general, or are you kind of waiting to learn more about them?
I think I'm waiting to learn more because I feel like any questions that I could ask right now are not going to be able to be answered.
What?
Yeah. So I feel like I do have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But I think that they're just like the questions that one would have at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have concerns as well. I'll just put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What's your first impression of Mustang's crew? Because you've seen a few of them before, maybe not each of them,
right?
But this was where he went down the lineup and introduced each person that is his this is his unit.
Yeah. The only one that I recognized was Hawkeye off the bat. Was one of them one of the guards? No. No. Okay.
Mm-mm. I think I know who you're thinking about, but no.
Yes. Yeah. Those two that were like guarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember their names, but I know who you're talking about.
Sorry.
No.
Yes.
They always, they've always been in his little crew.
Okay.
In the show's like recent history, like
right.
he has collected these people.
Yeah.
And they are kind of like Greed.
Okay.
He has collected all these people, and now he is being transferred to Central because remember he was in East City.
Yes,
he wants to get to Central, so now he was able to kind of cash in a favor.
Like, yes, I'm going, and you're coming with me.
Yeah, because he's been working this whole time to kind of surround himself as.
Yeah.
From an earlier episode, in a flashback, Maze told him like, if this is your goal, then you need to surround yourself with people that will support you.
Yeah.
Meaning to eventually get into a very high position of power. And so that's what he's been doing for the past several years. And so we met that cast of characters.
Cool. And I'm guessing we'll get to know them better.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And we immediately learned that I think his name's Gene. I always forget. But the one with the cigarette in his mouth, like he has really bad luck with the ladies. That's a very consistent thing for him.
That's pretty funny character development.
Yeah,
like, right off the bat.
Like you can immediately tell. Oh, that's this character.
Right. That's pretty funny.
He was like, I just started dating this girl, but Mustang didn't feel bad about that because you will learn that character is always dating a new person.
I
so
see.
He's very unlucky, but he just keeps trying.
Right. That's funny because it almost makes it seem like Firehorse is like a bad guy or something. But
like he was being rude. He was like, just leave her.
Right. But then you find out later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. No, he wasn't just being rude to be rude.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't breaking up some epic love story.
Yes,
it was just like that was the latest date in a long line of dates.
Totally. Okay.
Okay. Then what's your impression of Scar and the Ishvalan community that we saw?
Oh man, I forgot that part even happened.
I know, until I saw the question I was like, oh yeah.
I know. So yeah, a lot happened in this episode. Oh my goodness. So that was really interesting. I'm trying to go back to that part in the show in my head.
Because the elder guy, came in, the one with the mustache.
Yes.
And Scar knew him.
Yes.
And they were kind of talking, but then they were interrupted and he left.
And I don't know who the people were that came to get him.
Just random thugs. The only one that we should have remembered, but it's okay if you didn't, was the little scrawny guy.
Yeah.
Because he was an alchemist, I think from like the first episode. This is another case of where I'm kind of mixing up the series.
Okay.
Because in the original series, like we saw this guy, he was a little more prevalent because there was at least one entire episode dedicated to him. But yeah, so Scar he was like, I'm bringing trouble to my community. And he
so then he peaced out.
Mm-hmm.
He's just very powerful. Mm-hmm. They really made a point to show.
Yeah, because he doesn't even need to clap. Like Ed, Al, and
I think so.
Izumi need to.
I think it's really interesting. This episode really set up how powerful Scarface is. and how powerful Ed is. And that makes me think that we are going to see a head-to-head battle at some point here.
Yes.
And it's going to be epic as all get out.
Yes.
So that I do feel is going to happen. I feel like Ed is just still learning so much in this moment. Like, I think it's only going to be like more and more epic as time passes.
Yeah.
When they finally do. It's almost like we were talking about like the big bad of like a season or a series or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like currently he's that. Even though the deadly sins are kind of lurking in the background, I feel like they're going to come later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we see how powerful Scar is and how single-minded he is in his goal.
Yes.
And then that's juxtaposed with the battle between Greed and Ed, which you do have to remember, Greed doesn't necessarily want to kill Ed here. That's not his goal.
Yeah,
he wants information.
Right.
He's not willing to kill him for it.
But
Greed has this combo going where he heals fast and he has what he thinks is an impenetrable defense.
Yeah.
Ed knows he's outmatched physically.
Right.
He's getting beat up pretty bad. But then he uses his intellect.
Yes.
And that's what turns it.
Yep.
And so seeing like what you were saying, like there's eventually going to be a battle between Ed and Scar. Like, I think that's a really important thing to note as the viewer, is like, okay, like, is this gonna come into play later?
Yeah. And I feel like Ed, just seeing him use his wits like that mid-battle too. Yeah. I don't think we'd really gotten to see that. That was another like character development moment.
Yeah, he's very clever in his fighting, like physically.
Right. Generally
he uses his environment.
Yes,
but taking the time to like basically do chemistry in his head while he's fighting, it's just like, okay, carbon. Okay, like, how do I weaken carbon?
Awesome.
And then he figures out how
good.
like the alchemical reaction he needs to create. Yeah.
And I remembered something else I was going to say about Greed that kind of strikes me. I've been learning a lot about Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder and all those kind of things, which we'll be bringing back in January. But anyway, it makes me think of like a chaotic evil character where like they generally do bad things, but like if your goal aligns with theirs, you can work together and like help each other do something, you know. And I kind of feel like that's where Greed is coming from with this relationship with Ed, where it's like, I don't actually care whether you live or die as long as you help me, you know. And like, so as long as they are moving toward his goal, then they could actually like work together and learn things from each other.
I think that's a good take on it.
Yeah.
Greed offers up information freely. Do you trust his intentions?
Absolutely not. I think that he's not against sharing information, like we just kind of talked about. Yeah. But I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah, like I wouldn't trust him as a person.
No.
But I feel like in this case, because he's made his intentions pretty clear.
He hasn't made like his... a business dealing.
Yes.
You know?
Business.
Yeah, so like it's something though, like people in a workplace, people in a business setting are different from who they might be as like a person.
Well, and he was very much treating it like a transaction.
He was, yeah. That's what I was kind of going for. It's very transactional. Yeah.
Like it was very much coerced.
Yes.
But it was a transaction.
Exactly.
It was like, okay, well, you know, Al was kidnapped.
Yeah.
He was being held hostage.
Right.
And yeah. So
it's weird because I can almost see them like working together in the future. Almost like a good and evil come together to accomplish something.
Yeah, like a common goal. Like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. do you think it'd be nice to have a body like Al's? So, like, how Greed is viewing it.
Okay.
Or do you agree with Ed? Because their whole goal is to get Al his body back so he can experience, like, so he can live as he wants to live. So
I think that the grass is always greener.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if Al has the body he has,
Mm-hmm.
the only things he's going to be thinking about is the benefits he will have from having a real body.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if and when he gets his body back,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there will be a lot that he misses about having the advantages that he has now.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some things, I mean, of course there's pros. Like everything that the guy said is true.
Yeah.
You know, like he doesn't have to worry about a lot of things that a normal person might have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I just basically think the grass is always greener. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's also something, as a viewer who has no idea what's going to happen in the storyline, I'm almost like, wait, but like, I really like that they can like go fight together and like hang out and like
just be friends,
be buddies.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like, don't give him his body back. But like, then my emotional self kicks in and it's like, no, I want him to like have a life and be a kid and, you know, like all that kind of stuff. But I do really like the dynamic that they have.
Would you have taken the deal with Greed, or would you have fought like Ed did? So like trade the information even though your brother has been taken hostage.
Yeah.
Or immediately fought because you don't like their idea and also they took your brother hostage.
I mean, they took the brother hostage bit is really what gets me. So I mean, like I think that I would have to fight. Mm-hmm. And especially if I was capable of fighting. Yeah. Like me as me. Mm-hmm. That's complicated. Yeah. Because I am not good at fighting. But it doesn't surprise me at all that that's what Ed did either.
Yeah,
because,
it was very
like,
in character.
Yeah, because like, of course. Mm-hmm. And I love how he like called him out. Greed was just like, oh, so you're one of those people that doesn't care about what happens to you, but cares big time when it's your brother. And it's like, oh, well, he's got your number.
Yes, he does. That's one of the things that I like about Greed. He's very good at reading people.
Yeah,
like, he's very good at it.
That's Greed.
Yeah,
that makes sense because you gotta manipulate, to get what you want.
Yeah. So thinking back to the very end of the episode, when he asks Izumi what her deal is, teacher doesn't call herself an alchemist. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a reason why? Because remember, she said, I'm a housewife.
Yes. Oh, that line is just epic, first of all. So I do think that there are things we do not know about her at this point. I feel like, talking about like finding out how powerful Scar is and Ed is, we also did get to see how powerful she is. Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting if the face-off is not between Ed and Scar, but between Izumi mm-hmm. and Scar. Mm-hmm. That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Again, it's just funny because you know what's going to happen and I'm just like, la la la. Yeah. But there's just based on like the things that we've seen thus far, it'd be really interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I always think it's interesting because it kind of goes back to each person as their own individual gets to choose how they identify themselves.
Yeah.
So, like, do you define yourself by the job you have that you may not necessarily like? Because even though she said she's a housewife, she works in and owns a butcher shop with her husband. Right. So she could have said like, I'm a butcher.
Right.
But she chooses to identify herself and in this case introduce herself as a housewife really because that's what feels closest to her identity.
That is really cool to think about, especially because she's such a powerhouse. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's really neat that is what she chooses to say. Mm-hmm. Like it's funny because her maternal quality is almost as intense as her teacher quality.
Yes.
Like it's really she's a baffling character. I'm very excited to get to know her better.
Yeah, because she like distances herself from it, but there's very much this sense of like Ed and Al are her boys.
Yeah.
Like there's still that removal because they're her students, but she also like evicted them from her school.
Yeah.
Because it's very traditionally Japanese. Like that whole scene was very traditional.
Okay.
Now that they're no longer her students, they're on a little more equal footing.
Right.
And they have the room to kind of react and interact with each other in that more on one level as the maternal figure, the adult figure, and the children figure.
Right.
And also on equal footing as capable alchemists.
Yeah.
It just depends on what the scenario is at that time.
Yeah,
Just like when you're an adult, you interact with your parents a little bit differently, but sometimes you're like, Mommy.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the situation where you're like, I just want to hug.
Out.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm an adult. And then you're like, oh, you baked me cookies. Like, it just depends.
Right.
So that's kind of how I view their relationship now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, she definitely like barged in there and was like...
She did. I loved when she barged in there and was like, you didn't put away the broom, you know, like... and that she was like, oh, it's good that you gave him some exercise. You know, like, she's just so feisty.
Yes.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. And it just, again, I love every time we get to see her be so feisty.
Yeah.
Because it just shows even more where Ed
where he was already like he already kind of had some, but that definitely like
honed
his
fiery,
he blossomed
into this blossomed into a flame.
Oh yeah, this angry little short solar flare.
It's exactly. Also, I loved when the dog won. The dog chimera.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. When he was like, that was only once. Like it was like how Ed gets frustrated when people call him short. It's just funny. Very cool.
I like this little arc.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
It's really good. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I think we're pretty much done with this one.
Yep.
So thank you so much for being here again, guys.
Yep.
And let us know if you're liking the episodes. And
feel free to answer any of the questions in the comments that I asked Liesl, because we want to hear from y'all too.
Yes, we would love to hear what you guys think of any of the stuff that we've been talking about. And if you like the episode, give us a like and a share on Facebook and a like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
And if you click that little bell, you'll get to see all of our content.
Yes. You'll get
click it twice.
Yeah, you'll get notifications.
Yes, yeah. So lots of fun things, and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah.
Same time, same place. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.